good, bro. Everything good, bro. There you go. Alright? Man, that's nigga blood real bad, bro. Stab your girl. Huh? Said what?
All right, what's going on, everybody? Obviously, y'all, unless you've been living under a rock, you know, or you've heard about the Charlotte Train murder. Let's just call it what it is. Decarlos Brown Jr. and I want to pronounce her name correctly. I didn't. Iryna Zarutska. All right, Iryna Zarutska, and the fallout. You know, the aftermath and the fallout, everything that's been happening since then. And obviously, I wanted to comment on this, but time did not permit me to. But I couldn't let the opportunity pass. I had time today in my schedule, and I wanted to talk about this because America is at a breaking point. So I titled this video, The Tale of 14, 0, and 2. And what do I mean by that? I mean 14 as in the number of times that Decarlos Brown Jr. has been arrested since 2011. The 0 is for the zero media coverage. What's going on? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? I know. Whoo, Steve, right. Yes, indeed. Yeah, right. And 2, meaning there's only two sides of an issue like this. And we're seeing a sharp divide. Sadly, partially along racial lines, but then also along political lines. People are reacting to this story, not as hello Elizabeth, grace and peace to you too as well. I said to you too as well. Grace and peace to you as well. Sadly, along political lines, trying to score political points, trying to stoke the fires of tribalism. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to talk about some of this from the perspective of the demographic that seems to constantly be in the news, making this type of news, right? But from a human perspective, this is just a sad situation. Like the fact that we see these types of things happening now with surveillance being as prevalent as it is, we're getting to see the evil of mankind in a way we haven't been able to see before. And it's highlighting the degradation of, let's just leave it in the confines of the United States, of the Western tradition of the United States. Yes, you're right. Everything nowadays is political. That is true. What's going on, Moses? Exactly. Poor innocent girl. Exactly. And so that's where I want to focus in for the first few minutes of this video on Iryna Zarutska, a Ukrainian refugee fleeing an actual war-torn country, living here. They say she was coming from work, wearing her uniform from work. Yes, mankind has always been evil. That is true. We just haven't been always been able to see it with such frequency. Now with the advent of social media and the proliferation of cell phone cameras and surveillance. Yes, all crickets, right? And so we have this young lady in America working, an actual refugee who simply made the mistake of sitting next to or sitting in front of a violent career criminal who should not have been roaming the streets. That was her only crime. Not recognizing the evil that was near her. And people will say, well, you don't want to stereotype. To hell with that. Stereotype that ninja. All day, every day, 365 and 366 in a leap year. Could have saved her life. Believe in a stereotype. And so you want people to lower their guard around the Decarlos Brown Juniors of the world. That's dumb. And it is life-threatening, as we see here in this video. If the left is going to continue to catch and release, right? He had at least 14 times since 2011 convictions: armed robbery in 2015, served 5 years; felony larceny and assault; misuse of the 911 system in 2024; extensive history of violent crime. He was free. This is why the 3 strikes you're out rule was a thing, because the greatest indicator of future crime is past crime. Decarlos Brown Jr. should already be in the grave. If we had a just society, he would have already been in the grave. The government would have wielded the sword, and he would have been in the grave. So that's my position. Now, greetings, everybody. Greetings. Right. I know. Not the first time refugee fleeing their country only to be... Yeah, that is true. Greetings, Carson Hasty. Yes. All right, from North Carolina. Will you pay so much tax here in Charlotte and they can't even have security for those trains? That one train from downtown to East Charlotte cost over $1 billion. About a 10. Oh, goodness. That's a lot. Yes. Only someone evil would consider doing that. Right. That's the thing. Suffered mental health issues. When is it? When are we going to stop with the categorizing everything as suffering from mental health issues? This man was just evil. He was just an evil human being who committed, and he was building up to this. 10 years ago, he robbed somebody, armed robbery. When you rob somebody with a weapon, you're putting their life at risk. You don't care about their life. You want their possessions, and you value their possessions more than you value their life. That should have been 10 years ago. He should have been put 6 feet under. His type of character is so common in Chicago and the Midwest, I've seen. Yeah. Right. Once again, we can say he should have never been out on the streets. Will it ever change? Exactly. This is one of the things. Yes, Carson, that's right. Jesus does save. Yeah. Yeah. Why are people up in arms about this? What about people dying from gun violence each week? Can it be a both and? Can't we want the gun violence to stop? I mean, I think many people are championing Donald Trump's, at least his threats to get lawless cities in line when their governing structures are not trying to do that. We see that, right? So this is the I think this is the video. Yeah, that's the video. If y'all want to go and take a look at it, I'm going to put the videos in the prior to talking about them. I'm going to put them in the chat. Yes. All right. Yeah. 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 Again, we don't care about that. You do know the man has a history of being a psycho, right? He literally has a history of mental health. I also know he has a history of violent crime. Mental health is not an excuse to be violent towards other people. He's a danger to society, as proven by this video. What should we do with someone with mental health issues? Because apparently he's been getting, quote unquote, treatment from the judge who released him, and we're going to talk about that from her organization. They've been treating him. It's not working. He needs to be 6 feet under. It really is as simple as that. He needs to be 6 feet under. He needs to never be able to harm another human being again. If we live in a just society, he should be 6 feet under within the next couple of months at the longest. No appeals, no anything. You got video. You got video. What do we need to trial by jury of his peers? Convicted? Public? However you want to do it. Right? Pew pew. I don't care. Whatever. You could do whichever one. Just but it should I think it should be painful. Hers was painful. Why is it that he gets, is he gonna, we need the humane death penalty. Why? They weren't humane. He wasn't humane when he stabbed her. Exactly. Keep your head on the swivel. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, this isn't. Thank you. Look at this. Look at this. Tall Michelle with long hair says, I have mental health issues. I have never thought about hurting anyone. Look at his criminal history. He continued because Democrat judges allowed him to. Thank you. Right? Let's start talking about that, because I got on my soapbox a little bit. All right. So we got, so that's a shorter clip. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna share the longer clip if y'all want to take a look at that one. Yes, that is the woman that he killed. Yes, that is the woman that he killed, Iryna Zarutska. Yes. So flee to America, boards a train in Charlotte, and then for no apparent reason. Yeah. Right. Weak judges and weak prosecutors. Exactly. Look, somebody said wood chipper. Hey, whatever deters the next person from doing this. Right. Yeah. I know some people have dubbed it a massacre. Yeah. I mean, let's see. We'll but 14 times he's been arrested since 2011. 0. So let's talk about this. Let's look at that. We're going to talk about that real quick. Okay. It says these are his mug shots. Right? Right? This is her picture along with his mugshots. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, 14. Got more mugshots than yearbook photos. He could have gone through K through 12 and had yearbook photos for every year of his schooling, and still he would have more mugshots than he had yearbook photos. This was a violent, evil man walking the streets of Charlotte, and she paid the ultimate price for her government's lack of conviction. And then we have the mayor, right? The mayor saying, "Oh, Mayor Vi Lyles," right? She says, "Oh, this is her statement." Let me show you. Wait, let me do this one. This is the mug shot. Hold on one second. I'm gonna save this so I can share this with you all in the bottom, in the chat here. All right, so y'all can have the sources of where I'm getting my information to review. All right. And for those of you that keep talking about Trump, you're wasting your time. You prove yourselves to be foolish. Because the whataboutism shows that you all don't really care. If you're whatabouting this situation and comparing it to Donald Trump being convicted of 34 felonies, and you're equating this Decarlos Brown Jr. to Donald Trump, Lord help you, because I can't. Mayor Vi Lyles says the video of the heartbreaking attack that took Iryna Zarutska's life is now public. I want to thank our media partners and community members who have chosen not to repost or share the footage out of respect for Iryna's family. This was a senseless and tragic loss. My prayers remain with her loved ones as they continue to grieve through an unimaginable time. Like so many of you, I'm heartbroken. And I've been thinking hard about what safety really looks like in our city. I remain committed to doing all we can to protect our residents and ensure Charlotte is a place where everyone feels safe. That's an absolute lie. You had 14 opportunities to lock him up for life, right? Or to put him 6 feet under. Many people would have been safe. Right? They would have been safer. Iryna would have been safer without him on the streets. She would still be alive. So you're not committed. This is an absolute lie. You're not committed to doing whatever it takes to make your city safe. You would have harsher penalties for men like Decarlos Brown Jr. You would make sure that judges, magistrates in your under your jurisdiction aren't putting criminals back on the street in order to treat them at their facilities. This is your Mayor Vi Lyles. This is your magistrate judge Teresa Stokes, who released 14-time criminal Decarlos Brown Jr., is also the director of operations at Second Chance Services, a mental health and addiction clinic in Charlotte, North Carolina. Is she releasing, right? She releasing people to get money off of their treatment? This is the question. 14, the tale of 14. I don't know. Well, we got a lot of people reporting it. I'll double check it. I saw reputable people reporting it. So yeah. And maybe it's a bunch of people that are picking up on the same story. All right. Person that releases criminal in exchange for treatment. Person that owns treatment center. Photo 1 and photo 2. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I can. Right. Yeah. Now, we're going to talk about the media's hypocrisy as well. But once you recognize a pattern, it becomes hard not to see that pattern playing itself out consistently. violent criminal, long rap sheet, finally commits heinous act in the public eye. Oh, next is the discovery of a liberal judge, most likely female, who let them skate along without real punishment. Prosecutors who don't demand harsher punishments, catch and release principles, leftist policies wreaking havoc on the community. And then, oh, well, now that the public eye, the world is watching, we're going to do everything we can to make sure people feel safe. You had one job. That's your job. Why are you now going to do your job? What's going on, Brother Derek Franklin? Thank you for the super chat, our first one of the episode. What people need to understand is the Charlotte murder is the one we heard about. There are others that will never see the light of day. Yeah, there are actually some other ones that are going on that we aren't seeing. Right, I might have to blur this one, but this is one. Right, Swifty College co-ed was executed as she slept by a career criminal who broke in, then went on shopping spree with her credit cards. You know, these things are happening, and the public is not being made aware of them. Why? Because they don't fit the narrative. Right? You can just go down this post. Let me just post this, and y'all can just go down. Just look at that. Just show y'all. Right? The killer in real life, the killer on Netflix. Y'all know how Netflix is gonna do it. Netflix, and people have been highlighting the fact that the actual, where's the Netflix adaptation, but it was actually a Netflix. Where is that? Hold on one second. Let's see. I think I have that bookmark. I didn't put it in the and I said it. Racial profiling can save your life. Stereotypes exist for a reason, and you could say Iryna could have saved her life if she was just a little bit more on the stereotypical side. I'm gonna stereotype. I'm not sitting next to him. I'm gonna stereotype him. He could be a problem. He could be a problem. Right? Where is it? Yeah. This. Yeah. Right. I mean, that is the logic right there. Stupid. I mean, everybody, if you really want to talk, everybody's a little bit prejudiced. Right? People like to be around people that are like them. Whether it's racial prejudice, class prejudice. We have to work on it. But let's just be honest. I mean, this is the next reality versus Netflix. Right? Netflix want to make you believe that this is what's going on when right? And it's like, this is actually this. I don't know. You can't make this up, right? That's essentially what you just can't make.
You can't make this up.
Call me. I'm not sitting next to Decarlos Brown Jr. or people who look like him on the train. First, I'm not gonna be on a train. I'm gonna drive because I know the people that I'm driving with. That's one. But if you have to be very careful. Mind your surroundings. Right? Yeah. Mind your surroundings. Hello, Scotland. Come on, we're pulling for y'all over there. I'm pulling for you. Yeah, I don't have Netflix. Habesha, I have no idea. I canceled Netflix about 10 years ago. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's in the comments. Hold on. Was it canceled Netflix? I don't know. What's the net? That somebody said they canceled. We're sorry to see. Where's the actual? I don't know what the If you can, you might be able to go and ask on that feed. Yeah, I don't watch Netflix. I don't have it, so I don't know. I've long since stopped messing with Netflix. Yeah, we're pulling for you all over there on the other side of the pond. We want y'all to be successful in pushing back Islam and regaining the heritage that made you all one of the best nations on the face of the planet. We want y'all to be successful. Yeah. Yes. All right. So, yeah, someone said they don't want to be around coons. I'm pretty sure us coons don't want to be around you either. So, it's fine. If I got to be a coon, be called a coon, I'm cool with that. That means because I don't want nothing to do with the Decarlos Brown Juniors of the world. I don't want to look like them, smell like them, act like them, be around them. I'm not down. I'm just going to tell it right there. And
you ain't black.
I ain't. I'm good, and I'm good with it. I'm not trying to please ninjas. It does. Yes, push back on that too, on Israel, right? I would say, yeah, this Talmudic Judaism, yeah, no problem. Yes, somebody said peace out. Okay, you got to rage quit. Like ain't nothing. There's no reason why you would want to be. So I don't understand that. Why should I want black people's approval? Specifically, if they approve of behaviors like Decarlos Brown Jr.'s. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be around people who approve what God hates. I don't. Yeah, I know it's crazy. It's crazy that I want to be around people who honor God, love his word, and don't make excuses for stupidity. I know that's insane of me. I get it, man. That is crazy. It's insane, right? It really is. It's crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. I know. Me and my black wife and my black kids. Yeah. Oh no. Said move to all white community and see how much love you get. How do you know where I live now? How do you know that I don't get much love from white people now? How do you know that? You're assuming a lot there. You're assuming a lot. And you're also assuming that I'm around people, black people, who don't think like me. It's a lot of assumptions there, old Shadow Pop. Thank you, Steve H. I appreciate you just because. Super chat number 2. So we've got this. Mass cancellations of Netflix are hitting after one of their ads resurfaced, warning people to fear white men on public transportation, sparked by outrage over the slaying of a white victim in Charlotte by a black male. So that apparently was just an ad. It was an ad. I do remember that. Right? I don't know if it was a show, but it was an ad. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about, real villain. I don't think race matter. I think just don't fool with coon stuff. I just don't. Right? I just don't. I'm about different stuff. And so I'm at this point in my life. I'm almost 50. 47 years old. I'm not trying to please you ninjas. I don't care. See, there were times in my life when I had to be around that culture, where I lived in it and I was unable to remove myself from it. That was the time from the time I was 0 to like 18, 19, 20 years old in college. Once I was able to remove myself from it, I did it with a quickness. So for the vast majority of my professional life and the life that I've lived outside of college, I've been around Asian people, white people, Indians, because of the type of job that I have. And the worst times in my life have been when I've been around a majority of black people. So I'm just going to keep it 100 with y'all. The people who slander me the most, who get angry with me the most, are black people. So I don't have any poor relationships with white people or Asian people. They're mostly surface because of, the work that I do and things like that. But we go to work, we respect one another, we go home. I have to deal with the crabs in the bucket mentality, the ninja ideology, the slander, the vitriol that comes from being a part of the black community by nature of my skin color. Right? 3 super chats. I'm a software engineer by profession. That's one of the jobs that I have. Yeah. There you go. See? All right. Yeah. Right. Yeah, and that's unfortunate, right? Because there's a culture that has been accepted among black Americans. It's toxic. And it doesn't promote true, beautiful, and good things. Whether it's the church culture, the music, the entertainment, whatever it is, it feeds the basest nature, and it doesn't inspire you to aspire to something outside of those confines. And if you do try to aspire to those outside of the confines of that community, you're called a sellout, an Uncle Tom, a coon, wanting to be white. What is it? Uncle Ruckus, Uncle Clayton Bigsby, whatever. They're going to throw names at you, hurl all kinds of insults at you in order to keep you in line. Well, at some point, you're going to develop thick skin, and you're going to essentially give them the metaphorical middle finger and say, I don't care what you think about me. So when they come into my comments, you know how many times I've been called these things right now? You're just speaking into the wind. I don't care. You don't matter to me. I want to be around people who are ideologically similar. What does that mean? That means that, hey, we're going to agree on the vast majority of things because we're coming from the same source. So my axioms don't start with my skin color. My axioms start here, right? Where can I justify what I'm doing? By this, right? That's the point. That's where I start. Now, if we're not rocking with that, then you and I have nothing. Now, if you're black, white, Asian, whatever, and we can come to an agreement here, oh, we're good. We're good. But if you think that I've got to cape up for Decarlos Brown or for every black person that commits a crime or YNs who are terrorizing cities, oh, well, Trump did it. Oh, the white man did. Okay. Do you know who's more likely to be killed by YNs? Other black people. Do you know who's more likely to commit a crime against me? Another black person. Do you know, for the most part, when white people see me out and about, they're not even worried about me. They don't think about me. Asian people, white people. Generally, if they stop my family, they're telling us, wow, you guys are so well dressed and so you're just a beautiful family. And we get more white people telling us that than black families. So what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to tell you? I'm supposed to say, you know what? I'm going to check for the black people that want me in line with them. So I should be 47 years old, wearing hoodies, with my pants sagging. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to talk like this, you hear me? Because, if I'm for real, you hear me? I'm from New Orleans, you hear me? And I'm about that life, you hear me? Because I mean, we come down, we get it gritty, you hear me? And like when I be out here in the streets, you hear me? I'm not going to speak that way, because I'm from New Orleans. I'm supposed to sound like that. People say, "Oh, you don't have a New Orleans accent." Yeah, because I don't want to have one. Like, that's for you. You can keep it. If you want me to be a stereotype, I'm not going to do it. Sorry. That's your problem, not mine. Right? Now, the media has done what the media does and completely covered up this story. Yeah. I know I should think like, right, I should. Thank you to everybody in the chat, right? Yeah. Thank you to everybody in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Right. Right. I think he's being facetious. Yeah. But look at this. So 0 stories, 0 AP stories, 0 PBS stories, 0 New York Times stories, 0 NPR stories, 0 Wall Street Journal, BBC, CNN, Washington Post, Reuters, MSNBC. 0 stories. The goose egg on the stories. Now, let's do a little comparison, right? Right. I'll put this one in the chat too. I keep forgetting to do that. Yeah. Yeah. So, what anecdotal experiences am I using? What anecdotal experiences expand upon that? All right, so they keep doing it. No coverage, right? Every single one of them wrote stories on Daniel Penny, right? The man who choked out the Michael Jackson impersonator on the subway. Everybody did stories on that. They all covered that story. Right? Oh, do a little search of George Floyd. 74,221 in the AP news search. Iryna Zarutska. Oh. No results. Seems like there would be at least a little coverage of this story. It would fit the narrative perfectly. People who want, it's Ukrainian woman, right? Coming here for a better life, to escape war-torn Ukraine. George Floyd, 5,897. Trayvon Martin, 1,190. Kilmar Abrego Garcia, 56. Daniel Penny, 100. Iryna Zarutska, 0. 0. 0. 0. Right? What do you say? Virginia, you caught him in an inconsistency, huh? You literally just used an anecdote asking him to go to a random town in Arkansas. I love it. Thank you for doing that, right? I didn't even see that because I can't see the chat. The chat's over here to the right. I know it's right here in front for you all, but it's over here to the right for me. Yeah, thank you for catching him in that inconsistency. Yeah, we all have to live to a certain degree, using our own experience as a lens. Now, that's one of the reasons why we need the scriptures, right? Because our experience can be incorrect. We need data. We need new information. We need other people to help us to recognize our own shortcomings and failures. But you're telling me that my anecdotal experience in New Orleans, which is shared by a multitude of other people that I've talked to, multiple other people online who have this same experience who aren't from New Orleans, multiple people who on the negative side will affirm the fact that yes, we are sellouts, Uncle Tom's, Coons, Uncle Ruckuses, for not following the prevailing narrative. Yes. And so that's all anecdotal? Well, okay. But what about the 90+% of blacks who vote Democrat and then who call us house ninjas for voting anything but right Democrat. Okay, even and using fear tactics, right?
Put y'all back in chains.
Like old Joe said, they're gonna put y'all back in chains, right? And then voting for this hack.
So I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
When she said she wasn't gonna do anything for y'all. Barack Obama didn't do anything for y'all, but y'all keep voting Democrat. Like LBJ said, 200 years he gonna get y'all N-words to keep voting black or keep voting Democrat. 60 down, 140 to go. Keep it up. Just keep give them them votes, black people. One of these days y'all gonna get them reparations, right? And the Democrats gonna love y'all. They gonna love y'all at one point in time. Because they care. They care about you so much. Right? Goodness. They care so much. So the media is covering this up. And they're covering up all types of crimes like that. They want to make sure that you don't recognize the truth. Just like in 2020, when the stats came out, or was it? It was prior to 2020, but they made you think that there was an epidemic of police just offing black people. When the stats came out, it was 9. I forget what year it was, but it was 9 black people had been killed by police in that calendar year in the entire United States. Let them tell it though, it was 90,000. Oh, they hunting us. Really? They hunting us like that? I haven't had an interaction with the police. The last interaction I had with a police officer was about 13 years ago when a cop pulled me over. You want to know why he pulled me over? Because we grew up in the same neighborhood and he passed me up in the car and wanted to say hey. And we dapped off in the middle of the street. Like he pulled me over. That was the last time I got pulled over by a police officer. And he was black. That was the last time. So if they hunting me, they're doing a bad job. Because I've been running to and fro in New Orleans for years. And they ain't hunting me down yet. They're doing a bad job. I need y'all. Yes. If you could like the video on your way in. Yes. That was the last time. Yeah. I don't know. Are you asking me that question, Ed? Yeah. Are you asking me that question? I don't know if you're having a conversation with someone else. Yeah. I'll wait to see what your response is. Yeah. If the question is from me or if it's from someone else. Oh, it's from me. Okay. What is your greater actionable point? Are you saying that poor people commit crime? No. Are you saying that black people commit more crime because they are inherently or genetically predisposed to crime? No. All right. So I'm not saying either of those things. I don't know if that. I don't know. Did anybody get that from my talk so far, or is that a question that you're just asking in the abstract because that's a question that's commonly asked during this conversation? What's going on? That policeman that pulled you over is racist. Right. right. He's racist. Right. We grew up around each other. He saw me. He said, "Oh, it's," and then he pulled me over and we dapped off. What's going on? Like, yeah, in the middle of the street. Someone probably thought they're roughing. What's gonna back? Look, today that was 13 years. Somebody would have pulled out the phone hoping to catch the next viral incident. A police officer's fighting with a, but they're 2 black guys. Never mind. Never mind. Right? Nothing to see here. I know. All right. So the media has also not just been covering this up, but they're also hypocrites. Right? when they want to, they'll cover pretty much everything, right? Remember this? Yeah. I can't breathe and hands up, don't shoot. Now, let me show y'all something else my wife sent to me. Yeah, I know. I am disgusting. I know. Oh, goodness. Oh, it's so disgusting. Look at me. That's disgusting. Let's see. So my wife sent me this. Let's hold on one second. Let's see. So my wife sent me this. Hold on, let me find it. Wait. All right, yes. It's funny how hands up, don't shoot. Y'all remember that guy? Right? Okay. What's that? Friend of Michael Brown, who helped spark hands up, don't shoot chant, dies after being shot in Ferguson. Yes. Oh. That's not a surprise. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we know that. If you've been around here long enough, you know that I've been discussing the Trump Epstein cover-up and the Zionist nonsense coming out of his administration. But we're talking about the leftist media today. So I'm capable of focusing on the topic, guys. Just so you know, that may be hard for you, Richard, but I'm able to focus on the topic. So we're just gonna focus on this one today. All right. Now, so yeah, this is the So hands up, don't shoot was a lie, but they were fine with fine with that lie, apparently, right? Some lies are okay, apparently, right? Some lies are okay, yeah. But then we've got they're not, right? They lied about Daniel Penny. He should have never been on trial. They lied about George Floyd. They lied about Zimmerman. They're lying about Garcia. This is right. Which one of these two do you think would be getting more coverage and sympathy? Should be the wife-beating MS-13 gang member or the Ukrainian refugee escaping war? They're going out of their way to make sure that we roll out the red carpet and nothing, that this guy gets all the best treatment. This young lady, they're like, we're not even going to talk about her. We're not even going to talk about her. Gang member who's afraid to go back to his home country because you got some people that want to end him. But no sympathy for her. Sympathy for him. This is hypocrisy at its finest. Right? And people are getting tired of it. They're absolutely sick of this. And rightfully so. When lawlessness is allowed to continue, righteous people will become frustrated. They will become disenchanted. They will become disgruntled. And eventually, they're going to do something about it. Now, question is, what are they going to do about it? That's the question. Boom. There it is right there. The U.S. media is one of the greatest enemies of the U.S. people. Operation Mockingbird. Yeah, it's clear as day that the media on both sides is corrupt. We've got Zionists controlling the right, probably Zionist leftists, I don't know what the difference is, controlling the left. It is that's one of the reasons why independent media, select independent media, is your best place to go for information. You can't even trust AI clients. Like whenever I'm on this on the platform here, I'll do a quick chat GPT search if someone asks a question, and I'll get some basic information. But you can't even trust AI clients, because as a software developer myself, I know that AI clients are programmed by human beings with biases, and you can program your biases into the AI bot, right? So this is insane. Who's in here making excuses? I don't know. Who's that? Yep. 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 I don't know who's. Yep. Yep. So we're hoping that the Decarlos Brown Jr., I don't believe, should be continuing to draw breath. I think he's drawn breath about 10 years too long. I think after his armed robbery conviction, that should have been it. If he's willing to rob somebody with a deadly weapon, how long before he does what he does to Iryna Zarutska? And there should be no leniency given, nothing. It should be public. People should be able to tune into it if they want. So people can be deterred from doing this again. Now that's where I am. I'm there. Some people may think that that's too harsh. I think it's biblical. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I don't have to be based to believe that. I just have to be biblical. I'm like Genesis. It's clear that if you shed somebody else's blood, you need to go meet the Lord, so you can be judged by him. You should be judged quickly, swiftly here, and then go get that ultimate judgment. Go get it. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. My daughter's down there playing Sonatina in G. I know, guys, we didn't it's not a massacre, I know, but I can't put MURDER or YouTube might demonetize the video, so I have to put something. Yeah. And deletion just doesn't give the proper sense. So all right, so how much time have we spent on this? All right, about 50 minutes, 54 minutes on the. I had some other things that I wanted to talk about. Y'all want to talk about that the Phillies Karen? Talk a little bit about the Phillies Karen. We could probably talk about that. Yeah. Let's talk about the Phillies. Unless y'all have some other stuff to say about this. Is there anything that I missed about this story? We talked about the 14 convictions of Decarlos Brown Jr., how he was let out by that judge who might be compromised. Even if she isn't compromised, she is a liberal judge who doesn't believe in harsh sentencing. Apparently, this man can continue to commit crime after crime after crime. He has more mugshots than people have yearbook photos going from K through 12. The media is hypocritical. They're covering it up. And what else? Yeah, the government is screwed, and people are actually... Oh, this is the other thing. Oh boy, I forgot. I had these. So fatigue is real, right? This is what's happening. This was the other statistic. Now I'm going to look this one up, but the math, yeah, the math, some people are saying the math ain't math. And someone said it's actually 30 times more, but what is it, 59,000, almost 56,000 white on black violent crimes, and 547,900, almost 548,000 black on white violent crimes. And adjusted for population size, I think it's actually, I think someone else mentioned that it was about 30 times as much. But yeah. So, yeah, man. That's one of the things. And then, what was this other one? That's that one. I think it's another. Yeah, Joe Webbon. Yeah, it was 31 to 1. Yeah, 31 more times. Yeah. Right? 11.6, approximately 0.38, 31 to 1. White person is more likely to be victimized by a black person than the other way around. Right? And then these are some very recent body cam videos. Now think about that. Body cams were all the rage, right? The left was saying we need body cams because police are out here doing the most. They're doing the most. They're making, they're the worst. Body cams come out, and for the most part, they keep exonerating police officers. Yeah. What he did was evil. There's no connection to societal molding of this individual. Right. People love to blame society for making them do evil. Yeah. Yet they don't do that. They don't. Yeah. Yep. Wow. Yeah. Right. Derek Franklin says corporate media will never mention black on white crime because it doesn't fit the official narrative. Exactly. All right. So let's do this. Okay. We're going to talk about the Phillies Karen for a little bit. I don't know if you all have actually seen this, but we're going to talk a little bit about her and about the crisis of masculinity, maybe for the last 15 minutes. Yeah, we got about 15 minutes before I have to leave, but let's take a look at the video. At a ball game, Dad gets the ball, gives it to his son. Good job, Dad. And then Phillies Karen comes over, gets all up in his grill. Right, she got what she wanted, right? So she did the harpy thing, right? Went over there. Here's another angle, right? Now I don't have 30 minutes, Derek. I have to be somewhere at 2:30 Central, so I ain't got 30. I got 15. All right, yeah, that lady is psycho. So let's look at the other. Here's the, all right, you took it from me. Right, that's insane. Now there's been so much already said about this, but obviously I'm going to weigh in, and I think that the man could have stood his ground. Obviously, I think you can see the disappointment on the little boy's face. It's that his dad gave his ball up. Hey, it's my birthday. You gave my ball to this crazy lady. She fits the stereotype in so many different ways. It's unfortunate. But why do we have what's exactly, Derek? What's wrong with these Karens? It would be amazing if her name was actually Karen. But yeah, she voted. Oh yeah. You know she voted. She voted for Kamala, right? Even though
I'm
Kamala
not gonna
said,
sit here and say I'm gonna do something that's only gonna benefit black people. No.
yes, right. The Karen stereotype. Yes, she fits the Karen stereotype. So, all right, you see that's the initial video. But the Marlins stepped up. Right. So the Marlins stepped up, and also the Phillies stepped up. Hold on one second. Right? The Phillies stepped up. Where is that video? There's a picture of it, but I have the video as well. So the Phillies stepped up, and they gave him a bat. Right? So the story played out. You know, he got his
Lincoln? Alright.
Yeah.
Sorry you didn't get a ball, but I'm gonna sign a bat for you instead, alright?
Signed the bat.
LINCOLN?
Amazing.
Right?
Amazing.
Good work, Phillies. Good work, Phillies. Good work, Marlins. They did a good job. Right. Now, she acted like an absolute fool, and she continued to double down. Okay? She continued to double down because the fans were giving her the business. Rightfully so. Because people don't really like that type of behavior. That entitled behavior. You took the ball from me. The guy's going off on him. So she's getting up and she's going to go give him a piece of her mind.
Oh, shit. She took it from the little kid, bro. Oh, shit.
Yes, smooth operator. Get my channel flag for that. Right. They're going off on him.
Karen is ready.
All right. She's going to give him. So she's fighting with that guy right there. Her husband's just sitting there. She's giving him the finger, right? Everybody's getting the finger.
Put your glasses on.
He is drunk. My goodness. The guy who recorded this video is absolutely wasted. Yeah. So make her shag fly balls during the next Phillies batting practice, right? And so you have this phenomenon of entitlement. That lady thought that the ball belonged to her. No. First come, first serve. Men understand that. It's a competition. That ball's up in the air. It's going to bounce somewhere. You're trying to get to it before the next person. He won. Gave it to his son. Now, he was a loser in the end because he gave up the ball to the Phillies Karen. And you can see that it didn't go over well with his kids. Okay? Let's listen in to the dad's reasoning.
I wasn't very happy that we had to give it to her, but we can't win.
We can't win.
She was gonna get it anyways.
She was going to get it anyway.
He wasn't going to take it, but we did. I decided to give her the ball. I apologize to you, but it was the right thing. We just wanted her to go away.
Yeah.
And it worked out. You got a bat.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Dad, do you have any regrets giving the ball back?
Yeah, like I said, it's,
why are you gay?
That was what we were there for. We were there to get a home run ball. So I thought I had accomplished this great thing, and putting in his glove meant a lot. And she was just so adamant and loud and yelling and persistent. And
so
I just didn't want to deal with it anymore.
Why are you gay?
There was hundreds of people, just staring. And like I said, she was very, very, very close. And I'm dad of the family, so I didn't want to do something I'd regret. And that was the choice I made, is to just hand the ball back and tell her, go away.
So his goal was to get a ball for his son. He accomplishes the goal. The son has also adopted the defeatist attitude of his father by saying, well, we just couldn't win. We just weren't going to win. No, you had already won. You gave ground. And this is typical. This is one of the reasons why people are highlighting this so much. This is typical of the Western male, modern Western male. They keep giving ground to loud leftist women. And before you know it, we've got Islam at the door. We've got Zionists running the United States of America. We've got black fatigue because the major cities are just being run by leftists, and they're allowing criminality to destroy what was once. These cities would be so much better if you just got rid of that element, or were tougher on crime. But it's because the majority of Western men are weak, and they won't he won't stand up to that woman and say, no, I caught it. You can go back to your seat. You're not physically going to take this ball from me. There would have been no way that I would have handed that ball back to her. If you're going to Crimson, it would be valid or invalid. If you're going to make the claim, you should do it with the proper terms, or you look stupid. Now, this man just gives the ball to the woman without a fight. So you don't fight. You don't have to physically fight, but you're stronger. You stand your ground. She can hem and haw and talk. All of that talking is not going to get the ball out of your son's glove. None of it. Absolutely none of it. So stand your ground. Don't let her win. Show your son, no, I got to this ball first. It is rightfully ours. Possession is 9/10. This is our ball. We're not giving it to this woman just because she's yelling. As simple as that. You teach your son that lesson. Guess what? He's going to need that lesson when he gets married. Because there might be times when his wife tries to use or manipulate him emotionally, and he's going to have to stand his ground. Now, hopefully you would never marry a woman like that, but women like that get married too. So, but you just showed him, the best way just to appease women is to just give them what they want so that you can have peace. Nope. No, that's not right. That's how we got to this situation. That's how we got to this point. Right? Why have you forsaken me? Right? No. Stop that lie. Stop that lie. Don't do that. That's an absolute lie. The history of the West does not include, the foundation of this country does not include Islam. That's an absolute lie. That's an absolute lie. To build this country? Wow. The country's already built. It's here. The building of the country happened. Your words they matter. The country is already built. Okay? Come on, y'all. Y'all got to do better than this. All right, so I got to bounce. Yes. All right. This is, y'all see it, the Developing Dad Podcast. Thank you to everybody that liked, comment, subscribe, super chat it. I appreciate you all. We're going to I might try to do a TikTok review in the next few days. We'll see what my schedule looks like. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll see. Trying to get more time in my schedule, but I got a big project coming up at the end of the year, and I'm focused on that, getting code and everything, writing code and everything for that. So, and then I also have 50 music students. And I have a family. So I live stream when I can. All right. Until next time, be on the alert, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. See y'all around.